Hello and thank you for the introduction, Inga. As you all just heard, my name is Jennifer Stonecipher, and today I'm going to be covering the topic of discipline in the workplace. Now, the reason that we chose to discuss discipline last is because here at our company, we feel like discipline should be a last resort. Our goal is to build our associates up, not tear them down, and hopefully, by the end of this module, you'll have taken out the skills that you need to provide progressive discipline. So, the first thing that I'm going to discuss today are the two different types of discipline and the type that we promote here at our workplace. Now, the first type of discipline is traditional discipline. With this method, it's more of what I like to think of as the 1950s boss who says to their associates, "This is wrong and you need to fix it," with no explanation. And all it does is leave the associates feeling confused and upset. And so it's been proven that this does not work. This is not an effective method. So what we promote here at our company is progressive discipline. Progressive discipline's main focus is the open lines of communication. We want to follow up with the associates to ensure understanding, and we need to be there for associates so they know that if there is something they don't understand, they can come to us as managers. This brings me into my second topic of when is it appropriate to discipline? Now, I've personally found that there are 3 questions that you should ask yourself when it comes time to discipline someone. The first question is, does the associate know that what they're doing is wrong? A lot of times, the associates have been doing whatever it is that they're doing this task for years and years this way, and they don't even realize that what they're doing is incorrect. So, the first thing we need to do is make sure that they understand that what they're doing is wrong. The second step is making sure that they understand how to fix it. Because simply knowing that what you're doing is wrong is not good enough. You need to know how to correct it. And the third step that we need to take as managers, the most important step, is making sure that they comprehend, they understand that what they're doing is wrong, and they fully understand and are capable of correcting the issue. Without having those 3 characteristics, there is no way that you can effectively discipline an associate. So this brings me to my third point, the 6 steps needed to apply effective discipline. The first step is monitoring. It's incredibly important that we as managers are constantly monitoring our associates. Once we monitor them, we can see what's a one-time occurrence and what's a repeat occurrence. And then we can focus on those repeat occurrences to try and improve upon in the future. So when we do find something that the associates are repetitively doing wrong, this is when we need to pull them aside and have a one-on-one conversation. This one-on-one is very important. The privacy of the associate shows the level of respect that we have for that associate, and it creates a non-hostile work environment. By having this one-on-one, we prove to the associate that we care about them as an employee. So the next step after that is a verbal warning. If the associate continues to do things wrong, you just need to say, "Hey, we just talked about this. Don't do it again." So the fourth step is continuing to monitor the associate. Now, if the associate continues to do the same thing wrong after they've been warned and had their one-on-one, this is when you have to come in with your 5th step, which is probation. Now, probation doesn't necessarily mean that the associate is going to get in any form of trouble. All it means is that you're going to explain to the associate the full extent to which we are going to carry the discipline. So what I prefer to do is say something along the lines of, actions of this nature are not acceptable and will not be tolerated. Any further actions of this nature can result in further disciplinary action up to and including suspension or termination. By including the terminology suspension, termination, and up to and including, this lets the associate know that there are different levels of discipline that we are willing to take in order to ensure that it does not happen again. It also shows the associate that our next step is not just to can them, and that we really want them to learn to do better. So the final step, if they continue to do a poor job, is to call human resources. When you call human resources, make sure that you have your paper trail so you can show them the levels that you've already taken to correct this issue, and they can suggest what you should do next. This brings me to my final topic, which is the legality behind discipline. There are 3 really important factors that need to be considered before disciplining an associate. The first is we cannot discipline based on any form of discrimination, such as race, sex, or sexual orientation. If any of these 3 factors are factors in why you are disciplining someone, you cannot discipline them. The second factor is equality. We must make sure that we are treating all of our associates equally, meaning that you cannot discipline one person but not discipline another for the same exact issue. The final thing is consistency. We must make sure that when we discipline someone, that we discipline them if they do it wrong again in the future. So when we discipline someone on Monday, if they make the same mistake a week later, you need to make sure that you're disciplining them as well. So by maintaining the no discrimination, the consistency, and the equality, you know that you are within your legal rights to discipline someone. My suggestions to everyone are, since you're all new managers, that if you have any specific questions, you reach out to our HR hotline, which is the phone number 1-855-246-4353. And they can answer any specific questions or concerns that you have. Now, if you have any general questions about any of the topics that we've covered here today, please feel free to contact me or any of my other colleagues on the discussion board, and we congratulate you all on your new position with the company.